So, basically, I mean, I think I'm kind of in the clear here. You'll see I'm throwing up another expo in the top right. Another big thing I like to do when I'm doing this strat is almost every time you do this strat, what's going to happen, you never want to push the undead base with this strat. The only time you want to push the undead base is if they are doing that Garg Expo thing, and you can push their main no problem against gargoyles, because this army completely decimates gargoyles. But that's really the only time you want to push their base. Any other time, you just wait for their mine to run out, and you just keep buying heal scrolls, and you keep picking your fights wisely, and then you just wait for their mine to run out, and you just expo every mine that you can. And you'll see he's expoing that mine. I should have went up and just killed the mine, but instead I decided to just uproot my tree and let my tree kill it. And I decided just to go creep some more and buy more heal scrolls. As I said, heal scrolls are extremely important. You can't do this strat unless you have 2 heal scrolls going into every single fight because of how fragile these units are. Okay, yeah, so that's that. You'll see I'm still not even at 80 food yet, and that's because of the upgrades I'm getting. I actually should have gotten. I got the tier 3 upgrade. I should have gotten the other upgrade too, the Hunter's Hall one. You'll see that tier 3 upgrade just finished, the marksmanship, which is really important because of the number of archers that you're doing. You think it adds 3 damage per archer, and I have what, like a dozen archers, so 3 times 12, it's like 36. So it's an extra 36 damage a second. So if you think about it, it's like 100 gold and 175 wood, or whatever it costs, for a clause plus 36, which is ridiculous. It's redonkulous, actually. It's not even ridiculous, it's redonkulous, which is like the next step of ridiculousness. So it adds an absurd amount of damage. But as I was saying, if you take a look at my wood, I'm only at like 130 wood right now. So it is important that you do have a bunch of wisps. And there's really no like specific number. People always ask me like, oh, well, how many wisps should you have? How many, like, what food count should you go up to in wisp? I really never keep tabs on that. I just kind of make wisps when I need wood, and I make a bunch of wisps at the beginning because I know I'm going to need them. The way I think about it is all those wisps that you make at tier 1, you're going to use them to make buildings anyway, so you're going to need them eventually. And all through that time that you're teching to tier 2 and tier 3, they're going to be collecting wood for you. So that's why I like making a bunch of extra wisps at the beginning. Obviously, the downside of that is your tier 2 buildings are going to be a little later, and your tier 2 here is going to be a little later. But since you're massing tier 1, it's really not that big of a deal. Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, if you take a look at the Hunter's Hall now, I'm getting the damage upgrades finally, now that I hit 80 food. I should have done this earlier. I should have gotten the damage upgrades earlier. You want at least that first damage upgrade before you even get into your first fight. Now, if you'll take a look at my army right now, my army is unstoppable. It's completely unstoppable. Nothing that Undead can beat this army. Yeah, as I said, it's completely. He has no way of fighting me. You'll see if he does fight me. I forget if we fight right here or not. I mean, I'm gonna complete. I have a heal scroll on every single hero, ton of archers, ton of dots, tri-hero. Like, even if he has mass ghouls, the Thorns aura and the Dark Ranger will rape the ghouls so bad. Whoops, sorry about that. I just got a text message. Okay, now in terms of the way you want to micro this. Obviously, you want to cyclone the heroes and kill the destroyers first. You want to put your archers and you'll see I got 2 hippos. If they don't go fiends and they have destroyers, just get 2 or 3 hippos. Basically, if they have 2 destros, get 2 hippos. Or if they have 2 destros, get 3 hippos. If they have 4 destros, get 5 hippos. You just want 1 more hippo than they have destros. Now, in terms of the way I'm microing this, I just use a heal scroll every time I see that my units are all orange. And I just basically just A-click, and I let my units do all the damage. Now, I talked to him after the game, and I was wondering why he got anti-magic shield, and he said because that way the dots wouldn't be doing any damage to him. But I described dots really aren't doing the damage at all. The only thing I'm using the dots for are for Cyclone. So I don't think Banshees are the best idea for this. And because the way anti-magic shield works for that Banshee spell, it doesn't work very well because you'll see I just entangled him right there, and the entangle still holds him for the full duration, and the cyclone still cyclones him for the full duration. So an invol pod is way better. Okay, you'll see I'm starting to push his base there, and I actually would have lost with just that. He would have kept buying mana pots on his panda and using statues, and I would have lost that fight because I had no more heal scrolls. So as I was saying, with this strat, you basically just wait for their mind to run out. Yeah, so I went back to the shop to buy some more heal scrolls. I find his statue AFK in the middle of the map for no good reason. He says get luckier. Not really sure where the luck is in this, but considering he knew what I was doing, and yeah, I don't really know where the luck is. Okay, but anyway, you'll see if you take a look at my base, you see he's going A-bombs and statues and banshees. So I decided to put up, I go Moon style and put up Chimera Roosts. If you ever watch like Moon at big tournaments, what he does is if he's winning a game really badly, he'll put up like 4 Chimera Roosts and he'll mass Chimeras up to 100 food and basically just embarrass his opponent. So I decided to go Moon style and make some Chimeras to shoot up to 100 food. Because really, I mean, he has no gold right now. I do have lots of gold, and I have an army to fight. I have heal scrolls, so there's really no reason to push his base. I'm just kind of playing it easy. By this point, the game really is over. Let's actually, when this gets to 2130, we're gonna stop it. When it gets to 2130, stop it, and we're gonna go at 2x speed after this. Because really, the rest of this game is just him running around and trying to pick off units with his heroes. It's kind of boring. Oh my. Thunderstorm in Pittsburgh, PA. Let's hope my computer doesn't shut off. Okay. So yeah, I'm just creeping some more. Once that potm gets level 5, those archers do such an absurd amount of damage. It's absolutely ridiculous. And like some people say it with this strat, oh, well, I wouldn't let you get that far. But the thing about this strat is you just adjust to what the undead is doing. So if the undead's getting more tier 1, then you get more tier 1. And eventually you will get to the point that you have an expo up and he doesn't, and you'll be able to mass all these units. It's really, like I said, I really do like this strat. And I'd be happy to play against any undead players that think you can beat me. Because I would be, I actually want to know the counter of this as well. So, yeah. Another thing you should note is I actually got Scout Hawk on my potm at level 4, and I do this a lot because there's really no need to get that Searing level 2. An extra 10 damage at this point really isn't going to do that much. So by getting that Scout Hawk,